You know that feeling?
Oh, I know that feeling.
You've just gotten off a 10-hour flight, you're tired, maybe a little sweaty,
Definitely sweaty.
and you just want to put your head on a pillow, right?
Exactly. But first, you have to face the ultimate test of English communication, the check-in desk.
The check-in desk. It sounds so simple, but often that's where people freeze up.
They freeze because they're thinking too much about how they are speaking instead of what they need to say.
Hi everyone, I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo.
Welcome to the English Blend.
Today, we're diving into that specific travel nightmare, or hopefully travel dream, checking into a hotel.
We're going to give you the exact phrases you need and, more importantly, how to communicate confidently even if your grammar isn't perfect.
Because remember, the goal is communication, not perfection.
Exactly. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
Let's start with the basics. What is the very first thing you need to say when you walk up to the front desk?
Well, you need to state your purpose simply. You need to let them know you are arriving.
You could say, I have a reservation. That's a good starting point.
That phrase is a fantastic chunk of language. I have a reservation. It's direct, clear, and uses very simple grammar.
A reservation is basically a booking. You booked the room earlier, right?
Correct. And then the person at the desk, the front desk agent, usually asks for two things.
They ask for your name and sometimes your confirmation number.
We need to practice those common hotel words. A confirmation number is that long string of letters and numbers that proves you paid for the room.
It confirms your booking.
So imagine the scene. You walk up, you say, "Hello, I have a reservation under the name Mia Jones."
Simple. Then the agent might say, can I see your ID and passport, please?
And here is where we hit our first hurdle, Leo, the difference between fluency and accuracy.
This is key. We talk about this a lot on the English Blend.
Accuracy means getting the grammar perfectly right. It means using the correct tense, the correct prepositions, and no mistakes at all.
Which is wonderful if you have time to think for 5 minutes before you speak.
But at the hotel desk, you need fluency. Fluency means speaking smoothly, getting your message across, and sounding natural, even if you make a little mistake here or there.
If you say, I am need room, instead of I need a room, they understand you. You get your point across.
That's a great phrase right there. To get your point across means to successfully communicate your idea or message.
It's the goal of fluency. If the agent understands you, you won.
Let's look at the check-in script again, prioritizing fluency.
Okay, I'll be the front desk agent.
I'll be the tired traveler.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Grand Hotel. How can I help you?
Hi, my name Mia Jones. I have a reservation.
Certainly, Miss Jones. Can I please see your ID or passport?
Yes, here's my passport.
See? Mia didn't use is or am perfectly, but the communication was 100% successful. That's fluency in action.
I got my point across, and I didn't pause awkwardly searching for the perfect verb tense.
That searching pause, that's where grammar blocks fluency.
It's true. People focus so hard on the rules. Is this present perfect? Should I use will or going to? That they completely stop speaking.
The silence is the enemy of communication. When you are checking in, the questions are usually predictable. Focus on the core vocabulary and short answers. The agent might ask, how many nights will you be staying?
You don't need to say, I will be staying for 4 nights beginning tonight.
You can just say, 4 nights, and maybe smile. That's enough.
Or they might ask, do you require any assistance with your luggage?
And you can simply answer, yes, please, or no, thank you. Let's talk about the key card. This is essential hotel vocabulary.
The key card is usually a plastic card that replaces the old metal key. You use it to open your room door, and sometimes to turn on the electricity in the room.
The agent will give you the key card, and often they'll mention the room number.
They might say, here is your key card, Ms. Jones. You are in room 712. That's on the 7th floor.
And if you don't understand the number, it's common.
Ask them to repeat it clearly. Use a natural filler phrase. Sorry, could you repeat the number?
Or just to be sure, what floor is that on?
It shows you're listening and confirms the information.
Confirmation is really important. A big practical tip here: always repeat the key details back to them.
So, if they say room 712, you say 712. Got it. That's tip number 1. Repetition confirms.
Let's move to part 2, when things go wrong, because they often do.
Oh, yes. This is where fluency is tested the most, when the conversation becomes unpredictable.
Maybe your reservation is for a single room, but you requested a double room with 2 beds.
Now you need to express dissatisfaction or correct an error. This requires slightly more complex language, but still prioritize getting the point across.
We have you down for a single room?
You could say, wait, I think mistake. I booked 2 beds.
Again, grammatically imperfect, but perfectly understood. You used the core words mistake and booked 2 beds.
A more accurate way would be, excuse me, I think there might be a mistake. I specifically requested a double room with 2 beds.
But if you are struggling for that perfect phrase and you are trying too hard to use specifically requested, you will pause, and that's when you hit a wall.
Oh, I love that idiom, to hit a wall.
To hit a wall means to reach a point where you cannot continue or make progress.
Like when you're running and suddenly you feel exhausted and can't run anymore? Your brain does that with language sometimes.
When you hit a wall, revert to the simplest language. Use single words. Point if you must. Just keep communicating.
Now, let me tell you a short story about hitting a wall at a hotel desk.
Perfect. I love these stories.
Years ago, I was in Italy, checking into a hotel. I had booked a room with a view of the sea, a vista mare.
Ah, the beautiful view.
Exactly. I arrived late, tired, and the agent handed me my key. I asked, does my room have the sea view? I used perfect grammar.
Excellent accuracy.
But he started explaining the room location in very rapid Italian accented English, talking about the backside and the service entrance. I understood maybe 3 words.
Oh dear, you hit a wall.
I absolutely did. I kept saying, pardon and repeat, please. And he got frustrated. I felt my accuracy disappear completely.
What did you do?
I pointed toward the window of the lobby and then made a wave motion with my hand and said, water, ocean, big blue outside.
Ha, you used physical gestures and core vocabulary. Total fluency win.
Yes, he finally understood I was worried about the view. He smiled and said, no vista mare, but tomorrow we switch you.
The point being, your goal is communication, not perfection. You successfully corrected the room situation even though your beautiful grammar failed you first.
It shows that sometimes focusing too much on grammar rules, that's what makes us stumble.
Our second practical tip comes directly from Mia's story. Use chunks of language.
A chunk is a phrase you learn as a whole unit, not individual words. Like, I have a reservation, or can I get extra towels?
You don't have to construct those phrases word by word every time. They are already stored in your memory.
If you learn, I need a late checkout, you don't worry about the conjugation of need or the structure of the request. It's just one block you pull out and use.
It speeds up your fluency immensely.
Let's talk about some common requests you might make after the initial check-in.
These are the questions that often confuse learners because they require a request structure.
For example, asking for help with your bags. You might see a person standing by the entrance waiting to help. That person is called the bellhop or porter.
You might ask, could you please take my luggage to my room?
Or simply, luggage to room 712, please. Again, using minimal words to get the point across.
What about asking about breakfast? That's a crucial question.
You need to know 3 things. When is it? Where is it? And is it included?
If you combine those questions, you need fluency to sound natural.
Start with one chunk. What time is breakfast?
And the follow-up, is breakfast included in my rate?
The word rate means the price you're paying for the room. Is the meal included in that price?
If they say no and you want to know the cost, you can ask,
How much is it? Simple and clear.
Let's review another useful idiom, especially for those situations where you make a small mistake or the hotel messes up. It's not the end of the world.
A fantastic, reassuring phrase. It's not the end of the world means it's not the worst thing that could happen. It's manageable.
If the room doesn't have the sea view, it's not the end of the world. You can still sleep there.
If you forget the correct verb tense for one sentence, it's not the end of the world. You keep speaking.
This mindset is essential for A2 to B2 learners. We want you to relax about small errors.
Because when you relax, you actually improve your fluency faster. Anxiety is a huge blocker.
Let's practice a full check-in role play, incorporating the practical tips and focusing on confident communication. This time, we'll assume there's an issue with payment.
Okay, I'm the traveler this time, Mia. I'm tired, but I've got my language chunks ready.
Welcome to the Grand Hotel. How can I assist you?
Hello, I am checking in. The reservation is under Leo Smith.
One moment, Mr. Smith. Yes, I see it. 3 nights. Could I please have your credit card and ID?
Hands over cards. Here you are.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, it looks like this card was declined. Do you have an alternative form of payment?
Uh-oh. This is the unexpected moment. My brain starts searching for the perfect phrase, but I hit a wall.
Don't pause. Revert to simple language.
Declined? That is strange. I use my other card. Hands over another card.
Perfect. You communicated the problem immediately and offered the solution without agonizing over grammar. You achieved fluency.
I got my point across, and if I had paused for too long, I might have felt embarrassed.
That's the feeling we want to eliminate. Remember tip number 3. Use the 3-second rule.
What is the 3-second rule?
If you are asked a question and you can't think of the perfect answer in 3 seconds, use any answer that communicates the meaning. Say the simple version or use a filler like, let me see, to buy yourself time, and then speak.
That gives you permission to make the conversation messy, which is how real conversation flows.
Exactly. Real conversations are full of fillers. You know, right? Don't try to eliminate them. They make you sound natural.
Let's role play the payment issue again, using fillers.
Your card was declined. Do you have an alternative form of payment?
Declined? That's weird. You know, I think I used the wrong one. Let me give you this one instead.
Much more natural. It sounds like you are thinking in English, not translating perfectly.
Now, let's talk about another common request, amenities.
Amenities are the nice extras the hotel provides. Think of the pool, the gym, the complimentary breakfast, the Wi-Fi.
You need to know how to ask about these. Use polite request chunks.
Is there a gym here? Or where can I find the swimming pool?
If you want to know about the internet, you can ask, what's the Wi-Fi password? Or is the Wi-Fi complimentary?
Complimentary is a key word in the hotel industry. It means free.
If the agent is talking very fast about all the complimentary amenities, you might miss a detail. What should you do?
Go back to tip 1, repetition. You can say, so just to confirm, the gym is complimentary, but the parking is extra.
That ensures both accuracy, getting the facts right, and reinforces your fluency, practicing the complex sentence structure.
Let's discuss how grammar anxiety specifically blocks fluency when making these requests.
Often, A2, B2 learners struggle with polite requests. They know they should use could you or would you, but they sometimes revert to the simplest direct question.
For example, instead of, could you tell me the breakfast hours, they say, breakfast time?
While breakfast time gets the point across, it can sound a little blunt or rude in certain cultures.
Our goal is to encourage fluency while moving towards accuracy. Start with breakfast time to avoid hitting a wall, and then practice saying the whole chunk, could you tell me the breakfast hours, please?
That's our bridge. Use simple fluency when anxious, but practice the accurate chunks when comfortable.
Let's focus on one more complex check-in topic, the security deposit.
This is when the hotel asks for a temporary payment to cover potential damages to the room. They hold the money and give it back later. This is the security deposit.
The agent will say, "We need a security deposit of $50, which will be released upon checkout."
Learners might hear security deposit and freeze because they think they're being charged for the room again.
If you're confused, ask for clarification. Don't be shy. Say, "I'm sorry, can you explain the deposit?"
Or, is this deposit extra or do I get the money back?
Using that chunk, "Do I get the money back?" is highly effective. It focuses on the most important piece of information for you.
And remember our idiom. If the security deposit is slightly higher than you expected, it's not the end of the world. You just pay it and then practice asking about the refund date.
Let's synthesize these points into our final set of practical tips for hotel check-ins.
Tip number 4. Prepare 5 key chunks. Before you travel, write down and memorize 5 complete sentences you will definitely need. Reservation, request, like extra towels, problem, like a broken light, amenity, like Wi-Fi, and checkout time.
If you have those 5 chunks ready to go, your fluency score skyrockets immediately.
Tip number 5. Observe and imitate. While you are waiting in line, listen to how the agents speak to others. They often repeat the same phrases. Listen to their rhythm and intonation and try to copy it when it's your turn.
Intonation is crucial. When you ask a question, the pitch should naturally rise at the end. If you are correcting an error, your tone should be firm but polite.
For example, if you are asking for extra blankets, don't just say blankets. Use a questioning tone. Could I have extra blankets?
This sounds more natural and less like you are demanding something.
Let's quickly recap our central language focus for today.
We learned to get your point across. This is the ultimate goal: successful communication regardless of minor errors.
We practiced what happens when you hit a wall, that moment when language stalls, and how to overcome it using simple words and the 3-second rule.
And we reminded ourselves that if things go wrong, whether it's a wrong room or a declined card, it's not the end of the world. Stay calm and keep speaking.
We defined the difference between fluency, smooth communication, and accuracy, correct grammar, and we argued strongly that while traveling, fluency must be the priority.
We covered essential hotel vocabulary like reservation, key card, confirmation number, amenities, and security deposit.
Remember, every interaction, even a frustrating one, is practice. Don't let the fear of a small grammar mistake block your communication.
Keep practicing those chunks of language and focus on repeating key information back to the hotel staff. That repetition builds muscle memory for language, making your next check-in even smoother.
That was a great talk. We hope this episode helps all of you feel more confident the next time you travel and face that front desk.
Yes, and join us next time when we talk about ordering food confidently in a busy restaurant. It's another place where fluency is key.
Thank you so much for blending with us today.
Yes, see you in the next episode of The English Blend.